Detective Pikachu has a lot of problems, but I believe that 3 subtle scene changes could have changed the movie a lot better. So, let's get into it. Now, Detective Pikachu has a lot of fundamental problems, one big one being R. R is a medicine which was created from Mewtwo and makes Pokemon go berserk. The first half of the movie is dedicated on finding leads of this, but this does not go anywhere. It only stalls time so that Pikachu and Tim can grow relationship. Finding out that it was created by a doctor did not need to be in the plot, and even in the last battle where people starts fusing, they didn't need a setting of R to be involved as Mewtwo already fuses Pikachu and Ryan. This just shows how thin the plot is, but in today's video I will not be talking about this problem as a large length of rewrite would be needed. I will try and keep most of the stuff in the movie, but change some bits so that execution of the 3 emotional scenes lands. So the 3 emotional scenes are: when Tim realizes that his father is dead, when Pikachu believes that he betrays Tim's father, when Ryan hugs Tim. So, Tim and Pikachu believe that Tim's dad is alive and finds the lead on R. They report this to Yoshida. Yoshida tells that his dad faces a car accident which no one would ever survive, that his dad is really dead. This allows Tim to meet the low point of his arc, as through the detective work learns that his dad did care about Tim, and he wanted a second chance to bond with him. This scene falls flat as we as an audience do not believe that his dad is actually dead. We cannot sympathize with him. This is due to the movie establishing 2 ideas why his dad is alive. 1. Pikachu is alive, so Tim's dad should be alive too. 2. They haven't found the body. Now, from an anime or any storytelling perspective, it is a cliche that if a death scene occurs without a body, then they aren't dead. Pikachu himself establishes this idea. However, showing the crash does not subvert any of these ideas. Furthermore, we as an audience have already seen the car accident, so being shown this car accident does not add any shock value to us. We have already established that even with the accident, his dad is somehow alive. So, the rewrite I propose for this scene is: firstly, don't start the movie with the car accident scene. This would mean that Yoshida's clip would be first time we actually see the car accident. And the car accident should also be much more dramatic, like falling from a cliff, so the viewers can actually believe that his dad is dead. Second, don't establish the 2 ideas yet. This would mean that Tim would need another reason to start the investigation, which could be anything, simple as his dad leaving a message asking Tim to find him. Now, Tim hitting the low point is much more believable. Furthermore, after Tim hits the low point, Pikachu should empathize with Tim and then establish the 2 ideas. This could be emphasized by the clip showing Yoshida actually having Pikachu in the car, because as far as we're concerned, we don't know where Pikachu actually was when Tim's dad died. Allowing Pikachu from the clip to conclude that if Pikachu is still alive, then so should his dad. This would allow a much better bonding scene to give hope, allowing the following scene with Howard to become an emphasis to Pikachu's argument rather than just instantly doing a 180 on what Yoshida said 5 minutes ago. Number 2. Pikachu believes that he betrayed his father. The problem with this scene is much like the first. We as an audience already know that Tim's father was ordered by Howard to help Mewtwo out. So when we see Pikachu helping Mewtwo, we believe that he is moving on Ryan's orders. Also, when we see Ryan helping the doctors out, we don't believe that he was actually evil because we already know his motivation of his action. So we would assume that he is doing an infiltration mission. The why has already been established, so the logical question we have is: why does Mewtwo attack Ryan? So the rewrite that needs to be done is to create a logical motivation for Ryan and Pikachu to have a conflicting argument. The argument could be simple as Ryan needing money to raise Tim, or having a motivation of needing to experiment to help Tim out. I think these conflicts will allow more dynamic for the idea that Pokemons are partners. But if this argument existed, wouldn't Ryan actually be helping the bad guy out? No, not necessarily. This argument that Ryan and Pikachu have could just be a diversion to let Howard think that Ryan is actually on his side, as Harry has the ability to eavesdrop anywhere. So this is how the past would play out. Roger asks Ryan to help find Howard's experiment. Ryan infiltrates the building and pretends to be on Howard's side by arguing his motivation to help out Howard. Ryan then gets intel and plans on evacuation mission for Mewtwo. By the way, I personally believe that this low point for Pikachu should occur before the Get-Koga fight. Pikachu's betrayal and Ryan was actually evil for Tim could be revealed. This would create a dynamic conflict for Pikachu and Tim, and after they separate, through the danger of Lucy, Pikachu and Tim chooses to reunite and team up in order to overcome Get-Koga. This way, the Get-Koga fight would actually be an arc for Pikachu and Tim to learn to fight as partners. I don't think that Psyduck should just overpower them, as this is meant to be a Pokemon and humans being partner movie. Pokemon should not help Pokemon to overcome a situation. However, if this plays out the way it does, how they get into the third act has to be different, as Pikachu and Tim don't separate, as they won't have an argument after Mewtwo gets captured. Cause I don't think they need to. Getting Mewtwo captured would raise the stakes of the situation, which would be a good time to progress the narrative, and instead of Tim just stumbling across Howard's betrayal, it would be much better if they did detective work, as this is a detective movie. They actually deduced that Howard was actually bad and they plan on an attack to overthrow Howard. By having Tim deduce information, it gives reason for Mewtwo to have reached out to Tim in the first place. It would also deepen the partnership Pikachu and Tim have, as they would be working together. Now, the last scene I would rewrite is when Ryan hugs Tim. This movie is supposed to have a theme of Pikachu and humans are partners. This isn't portrayed that well, as most of the time Pokemon are pretty much pets. Even random people walking down the streets are talking to humans and the Pokemons are just following them. Never once does Psyduck actively act to help out Lucy. The only real partnership we get is Tim and Pikachu. However, this is subverted, as Pikachu was actually Tim's dad. So from a Pokemon being partners movie, it becomes a father and son movie. Although this movie was probably the most emotional scene in the movie, this fact bugged me. As at the end of the movie, Pikachu and Tim seems to have a distance, and it questions the bond that these two were meant to have. So the rewrite that I would do at the very end of the movie, have Pikachu jump on Tim's shoulder and speak, "Ooh, I love to have some of that coffee." This would show firstly that Pikachu feels a connection to Tim, and that Tim and Pikachu still can communicate. You might think, well, how does that work? But the thing is, does it have to make sense? It'd be cool and have a surprise for us to be happy at the end of the movie. So those were the 3 rewrites that I proposed for the movie. What did you think of this rewrite? Please comment down below, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.